For the last couple of years, I've been participating with a group called the Monthly Art Cult. Each month, we all vote on a prompt, and whatever prompt is decided, we design either characters or illustrate something based off of the scene. For the month of July, we picked Pokemon. We did a Pokemon theme a couple years ago, and it was good to revisit and try to explore other Pokemons that I just didn't get to draw. For this time, though, I decided to tackle Generation 6 Pokemon, which is Chespin, Froakie, and Fennekin. When I was coming up with the concept for their humanoid versions, I wanted to make sure that their elements or their key symbols stuck with them throughout their designs. The first one I decided to tackle was Chespin. From all the photos I found of him on Pinterest and Google, Chespin just had such a goofy and playful vibe, so I decided to kind of play into that with his design. Gave him just like a fun and energetic kind of pose with the leg kicking up. I just thought it fit the character quite well. It definitely gave me the class clown or the jokester, always trying to make you laugh. I thought it was a very fun element. When I was sketching the face, it was pretty easy to kind of recreate the kind of picture that I have at the bottom. It was just it was a no-brainer to make his facial expressions be as happy and as joyful as the pose. I loved the shape of the kind of leaf hat, so I definitely had to add that into the design. I knew I wanted to do some type of hood or sweater, and so when I was doing a research for type of clothing that might fit, I found the cut-off sleeve sweater vest kind of hoodie, and I thought that was such a cool idea to make it look like Chespin is a very crafty and DIY kind of character to play into that playful nature. I also gave him the kind of mismatched socks underneath the shoe, or popping out of the shoes to kind of play into that he's so chill and laid back he doesn't care if they're wrong. Does anyone else remember a few years ago those really cool animal sweaters from I think it was Blue Notes or something like that? I just remember seeing everybody wearing these animal sweaters and I loved them. They were so cool. Hands are still something that I definitely still need to practice on. I struggle so often with how to make them look natural and make them look like they're actually hands and not little blobs or sticks. So it's something that I definitely still need to practice on. It's slowly getting better, but it's still something I want to practice with. Here is where I add all the finer details, like the ruffles in the fabric, the folds, the kind of, I forget, the hatching. It's just all of the little finer details that I just don't see the purpose with having added to the sketch because I'm just going to add them later. I both love and hate drawing shoelaces because it's so satisfying how they look in the end, but boy are they tedious with all the little finer details, and then you don't even see them when I color it in, so I don't know why I put so much work into them. I did this kind of switch in my coloring where I decided to color the clothes first before I did the skin tone, just to better play around with the colors and figure out what works, what doesn't, to kind of experiment to make sure that I get all of the key colors in, and values especially, so that it doesn't kind of blend together. You can see the variation in tones. It's just a fun thing I wanted to test out with these ones. I did end up tracing each of the different elements just because I wanted to make sure that they were pretty accurate, but I did put my own twist onto them. I'm so happy with the overall ending of Chespin's design. I think it really plays into the playful and goofy nature of Chespin as a Pokemon. Next Pokemon I did in this 3 set was Fennekin, which is a kind of fox-like fire Pokemon. So I kind of went with the more feminine silhouette with her kind of design. I wanted her to look very, very confident, very put together. She's very opposite of Chespin, where she's very she's stoic. She knows what she wants and she's gonna get it kind of vibe. I went through so many different styles of hair to figure out which worked the best, but I knew I wanted to go with something very swoopy and almost like the wolf cut where it's layered and it curls up. I especially loved the fox hair dye where it's like a dark to the orange to the white. I thought it was so fun, and I added that one to this because I thought it fit very well with the kind of fox nature of fennekin. Recently, I've been really obsessed with bloomer shorts, and so any chance I get to draw them, I'll draw them. And I thought that it kind of fit the colors, especially of fennekin, and I thought it was cute and added to that almost fluffy kind of curves on fennekin. I thought they were just a fun touch to the character. I also did the like big pants, little shirt kind of thing. If you've seen that on like the fashion side of the internet, I kind of played into that as well. I definitely gave her a smaller, like almost slim silhouette. The fennekin are based off of the fennec foxes, and they are quite small and tiny. So she is taller than the other two, but I kind of made her that like more small figure to kind of match that design choice and elements from the original animal. Here's where I started to do the color, and just like Chespin and kind of the creative decisions I did was I started with the accessories, the clothing, all of the base colors before I went into the skin tone to make sure I got the right tones and values to kind of compensate and work well with each other. I tried getting the colors as accurate to the original designs as possible with like my own personal kind of spin and twist and kind of changing the values to get either brighter or darker colors. I definitely had the most fun when it came to the hair. I gave it this like almost grown out look and added those fox ends with the gradient from darkest to lightest to make it look like it's that fox coloring. It ended up turning out so pretty, and I'm so happy with it. And I'm so tempted to design a character with this hair because it's just such a cool kind of element, and I need to do it more often. It's so much fun. Around this time in the design, I had to step away and take a break because the hair was super fun, but I felt like the characters so far, design-wise, was a little bit flat. I then ended up picking a Procreate default brush, which had that like fun kind of pattern to add a little bit more to the design. It kind of reminded me of like smoke and kind of that billowing of clouds. So I thought it fit quite nicely with the character. I do eventually want to get more Procreate brushes because I usually just use the default ones or edited them in the way that I think works best. But overall, I think the design worked out really well. And here I am again tracing the element design and then adding like a gradient to kind of make it pop a little bit more. I think she's definitely one of my favorites out of all three of these designs. The final Pokemon in this trio was Froakie, which is a water-type frog. I thought this one was really cool, but I definitely had a little bit more difficult time kind of coming up with his design. I went with a more like almost nerdy kind of vibe, just to kind of give a separation between the other two. So there's the class clown, the fierce, really cool one, and then the nerd. I have no idea why my brain went to that, but I feel like it works really well with their design, and I kind of love it. It kind of gave me like a storyline, like they're all college students that got put into a group project together, and now they all have to work together even though they all like despise each other. I don't know, it was just some fun story that came up in my head. As I'm doing this voiceover now, I kind of gave Froakie the Fred design from Scooby-Doo with the like little bow tie and the button-up shirt. I don't know why I completely missed this, but I kind of love it because it doesn't, in the end, it doesn't look like Fred or what I can remember at the moment, but it ended up turning out really good, and it's just a fun design. It's definitely different than the other two, but I think that's what works best with these characters is they don't look the same. I've been really struggling with like same face syndrome, so I'm trying to get out of that and doing these character design challenges have definitely helped with that, because it definitely helps me create different facial expressions per character to kind of give them their own unique style. For the button-up shirt, I couldn't tell if I wanted to make it tucked or the cropped. I ended up going with the cropped version because I thought I do really love when men wear like the slightly cropped button-up. I think it just looks really good with like fitted jeans. So I had to add that to this character, because I thought it worked really well. Similar to fennekin, at some point in the coloring, I just felt like it was missing something, like a pattern or a texture. So I ended up, of course, adding texture to the jeans to make it look like the fabric. But I added this like almost water kind of texture to the shirt. Like it was like a fun kind of ocean/beachy pattern shirt. Also like fancy. But I thought that it just adding that little bit of a detail to the shirt added so much to the design and definitely made it kind of pop a little bit more and look a little bit less flat. Even though my style is quite simple and very 2D, just adding that little bit of a shape into the shirt added just so much to the design. This was definitely the hardest one out of the three, but in the end, I definitely love this one. It's such a fun design, and Froakie has such a like simple design and some odd elements, or not odd, but like interesting. So I wanted to make sure that I got them in, and I think it turned out really well. Here are all three with their represented Pokemon. I think they all turned out really well, and I just love them all together. They all look so cute and all so personal, and they just turned out so fun. Please let me know, comment below, who is your favorite out of the three? Thank you so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun coming up with the design for the Pokemon, and definitely want to do this again with other Pokemons. So please comment below who you would like to see in my style. I love getting your guys' feedback and seeing what you guys think, so please let me know. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. See you later!